Shalom everybody, Ariel Bar Tzadok here from the Kosher Torah School, found online of course at koshertorah.com. It is the 5th of August. We are in the week counting down to the commemoration of the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem and the awesome fast day of Tisha B'Av. And again, in a lesson that I gave yesterday about being rational in our expressions of religion as opposed to the ridiculousness of the extremists. Hey, look around behind me. See where I am? I'm in nature. You know what good old nature is? Mother Nature, right? Don't think that's some idolatrous concept. It's not. It's right out of our Torah traditions. We call Mother Nature the Shekhinah, right? The divine presence of God. Remember, there are laws of nature. Where do you think the laws of nature came from? It came from the lawgiver. Learn something about these laws of nature. All right? Mother Nature is a harsh and cruel mama. You cannot mess around with the laws of nature, whether it's the nature of the world around us or the world inside us. And that's where most of us make mistakes. Our minds are so screwed up. Yeah, you don't like the language. Too bad. Our hearts are so twisted. We can't see clearly. We can't feel clearly. And it leads us to make all kinds of conclusions which only mess us up, hurt our lives, disconnect us from the natural order, which leads to absolute disasters. This is what happened on Tisha B'Av years and years ago, and the same psychological problems that existed way back then exist to this very day. And that is our problem. So I always tell my Kosher Torah School students, don't go worrying about mourning over the past or what happened then, because we got enough of our problems for here and now. Today, we are repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. People today, you know what we do in our society? We cultivate emotional and physical weakness. You see how sensitive people are today to everything? It wasn't that way in the past. If you had a problem, you would, in quote, man up to it, you would deal with it, and you take a strong approach to dealing with the realities of life. Where do we learn that that's the way it's supposed to be? Scratch your head there and say, oh gee, isn't that the way Mother Nature, the natural world is? Yeah, you don't mess with nature, whether it's your internal nature or your external nature of the world around us. And this is where people today need to toughen up. We get so offended by the words of others. You know, in the olden days, they'd give you a smack in the face and tell you, man up to it. Well, you want to know, I know it's not politically correct to go around smacking people in the face, and I certainly don't recommend it. Don't say I did. But you know, you have to be less than tolerant, almost to the point of intolerance, to those people who refuse to take responsibility for their actions, refuse to rise up and do what needs to be done, using all kinds of excuses. All right? Every one of them, all the common denominator, weakness. I don't care what they say, circumstances this, I'm like that, doesn't matter. There are obligations and responsibilities in this world. This world in Kabbalah is called the world of Asiyah, the world of doing. The only thing that matters in this world of doing is what you do. Nature, the Shekhinah, the angels, God, Him, her, itself. Doesn't give a darn what's in your mind. All right? That's all blemished by the tree of knowledge, good and evil. Doesn't give a darn what's in your heart. That's all imbalanced in the world of Yetzirah. The only thing that matters, read your Bible on this one, is what you do in this world. What does God want? You to be righteous, moral, decent, fulfilling your obligations and your responsibilities. That's the way to do it. The Rebbitzin, God bless her, she is inspired by a ex-Navy SEAL who today runs some type of encouragement program. I think they call him one of these self-help speakers. His name is Jocko Willink. Go look him up online. This guy has got a lot of good stuff to say, and I encourage you to listen to him. Why? Because, he's secular, he's not even Jewish. Don't give me that garbage. He's speaking the common sense, basic morality that each and every one of us needs to hear. And you'd be surprised just how spiritual and Kabbalistic that is. Tikun Malkhut, Kabbalah speaking, starts with grounding yourself in this world, being real, realistic. Don't go looking up before you look down. Don't you go rising your eyes up to heaven before your feet are firmly planted on the ground with deep roots. You want to learn the ways of the Ma'aseh Merkavah? Well, this is where it all begins. Remember, Ezekiel had his big old vision. The first words of prophecy that God spoke to Ezekiel. Read Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 1. Stand upon your feet, God says, and I will speak to you then. When you take responsibility for yourself and you man up to it. Ladies, I don't mean any disrespect sexually here. The word man in Hebrew means Adam, male and female. And you know what the Pirkei Avot says? In a place where there are no men, strive to be a man. Ladies, that applies as much to you as it does to the male of the species. Because you have a lot of wishy-washy, you'll forgive my language, pussy-type guys out there, gals too, and anyone who doesn't have a backbone to stand strong is not contributing to making our world a better place. Check out my course on the Ma'aseh Merkavah. You might not like my politically incorrect speech and message here. That's too bad. Check it out. See for yourselves what we can do to make ourselves better and to make a world around us better. Ariel Bartzdok here from the KosherTorah.com. Secrets of this Ma'aseh Merkavah waiting for you. See you online. Take care. Shalom.